Here's one that came in just recently. Can we apply, and Matt can help us here too, can we apply for finance by Cambria if we are not going to sell our home? What if we just want to update our home but do not plan to sell?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, the reality is that's really what the program was designed for, the ability to help on sort of the on the sales side or frankly even the purchase side is a real nice ancillary benefit. But that is sort of the underlying purpose. And if you're interested in doing that, I would suggest going to our website, www.cambriausa.com. There is a dealer locator on there, and that will identify the dealer closest to your home that has the finance by Cambria, and they can help you out.
You know what else, too, for those listeners who may be joining the program late, just kind of cut in late, let's give them the hotline number, because that's really a good resource, and it's an 800 number.
It's an 800 number, yep, 800-246-1867. And then we can kind of hook you up with any of the people that appear on our radio show, including the Cambria finance part.
Yep, excellent. All right, 651-989-9226. Again, that's our phone number. Mike in Burnsville is next up here. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey.
Morning.
Love the show. Thanks. Selling my house. I had two buyers throughout the process say they wanted us to, part of their offer was for us to do the roof. And we never took them, either one of them, for whatever. It's still on the market. A nice roofing guy knocked on my door and explained to me that I should try to get it looked at through insurance for storm damage, because some of my neighbors had experienced it. And I wondered if you know if that's ever, if you do that, or if you recommend that, so that the cost, I'm taking the burden on it, but it's through my insurance before I sell it.
Well, I think a lot of people, buyers in particular, it depends on price range, but a lot of buyers want that done and can't afford to be able to put the money down and pay for the closing costs and then put a new roof on after. And depending on some financing, they won't even let them do it.
That's right.
But as far as, with the insurance thing, if there's damage, that you want to be able to, that you can do that. But the other part is that, you are making a claim on your insurance.
Yep.
And that's going to follow that house as well.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, I think that, again, like we talked about earlier, you want to make your place available to as many buyers as possible. And by having a bad roof, I mean, you just took out, 70% of the buyers, Chris? I mean, would you say it
quite a few
conservatively?
Yeah.
I mean, unless they have the home improvement, the 203Ks or the,
Sometimes those annoying little repairs, like leaky faucets or the light switches that are the mysterious light switch that doesn't work for anything, spackling and painting, big thing,
Huge.
because people look at that and say, oh, wow, what happened here? Mm-hmm. And then that reflects on the rest of the house.
Yeah.
So if you cover that up or repair that and, paint over it, it makes a huge difference with people's perception when they come in.
That night, the other thing is I always say you want to make your house dad-proof, where the young kids come in and they buy the house, and then dad comes along for the inspection. He's looking at the roof, he's looking at the windows, he looks at the furnace, because he knows that those are the expensive items that, can wear out or need to be replaced, and they're high-dollar items. And I go through and have my clients always dust off utilities, the furnaces, the water heaters, change out the filters so that when they do their home inspections, everything looks well cared for, because like you're saying with the holes in the sheetrock or the cracks, that's peace of mind. And that's what you want to give your buyers. I mean, putting yourself, on the market with, quality presentation, I think is Chris, you hit it.
Well, we talk about the mechanicals a lot, because it's a scary room too. For the typical homeowner, it's a scary room. A lot of people don't know what the heck goes on in there. There's gas lines hooked to it. There's electric. I mean, there's pilot lights, and it's a scary thing. But if people look in there and maybe see a little older furnace and, 7, 8, 10 years old, but they see that, hey, it's been serviced and that it looks clean, that thing's going to last another 10, 15 years.
You bet.
But again, it's the perception part. Mm-hmm. People are expecting a furnace and a water heater. They're expecting a septic. I mean, those things got to be in working order. Not necessarily that they give you a bunch of value, but again, it's peace of mind.
Well, I've had this conversation hundreds of times with clients when you talk about things like, when you go to sell a house, of course they expect it to not leak. Of course they expect it to be usable and enjoyable space. I always use the analogy of having a car, and if you're trading in a car and you just spent $1,000 on the tires and the car's only worth $1,000, they kind of expect the tires to be on the car. So maybe make your investments appropriately and don't overinvest into those properties too, because that's done a lot.